So hi everyone and welcome to my channel Creative Space. And today we are going to talk about, are you wearing your clothes correctly? Are the prints correct? And to know more about this, we have an industry expert, Priyanka. So firstly, Priyanka, thank you for doing this for my channel and welcome to Creative Space. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, Neha. I'm glad to be here. So I am an image consultant in Bangalore. Yeah. And I've been doing this for a few years now. So an image consultant is someone who helps an individual or a team of people with their appearance, with their behavior, and with their communication skills. So it's all about how you dress up, how you groom yourself, your etiquette, your mannerisms, and your communication skills. I'm a mother of two and right now thoroughly enjoying everything that I'm doing.
Yeah, so great to know. Thank you again. And now let's go to the questions. Yes. So my first question would be, what are the types of body that we have? I mean, types of body shapes that exist.
Okay, so this is something that's broadly classified into about 8 body shapes. So that would be triangular. That is when your shoulders are narrow and then your waist becomes broader. So that is categorized as a triangular body shape. Okay. There's an inverted triangle where your shoulders are really broad, but your waist is smaller. Mm-hmm. There's the ideal body shape. That is where everything is proportionate. Then you have something called as the tubular body shape, where you're really like a tube that is very skinny without much curves and you're really straight. And that is the skinnier version. While the little more broader version is called as the rectangular body shape. You have the diamond body shape when your waist is really broad and then your legs are smaller and your shoulders are also small. And then there's the rounded body shape. So these are the 8 different body shapes. So that's triangular, inverted triangular, rectangular, and yes, of course, there's the hourglass figure as well, where your waist is really cinched and your upper body and your lower body are broader, like a Kim Kardashian. Right. So that's called as the hourglass body shape. So these are broadly about 8 body shapes, but beyond that, as you get into nitty-gritty, you'll have like an ideal butt triangular. So you have a little bit of a combination body types as well, but that is when you get into like super details. Okay. So this should be sufficient for an overview.
Okay. So so my next question now would be, as per their body shapes, what are the most common mistakes that people do while choosing their outfit? The color, the print.
So what we should always remember is all figures are not the same. Yeah. So similarly, not all garments are meant for everybody. Yeah. So when you want to go shopping, it's always important to understand what your body type is and what you need to counter wear or where you need to highlight. So once you know that, you can avoid all the depression and disasters after shopping. Because once you understand that it might look really nice on a model who's wearing it, but your body type and her body type may not be the same. Yeah. So there are different garments made for different body types. So to understand your variations is important before you choose or go out shopping. So that is what I would say is important for one to know.
Okay, so now the next following question then would be, what is one tip that you would like to give for the body shapes then? Example.
But a few things that everybody needs to remember, or these things will suit all body types, is do not wear anything too tight. So always have a little bit of ease of about 1/2 inch or 1.5 inches. About 1 to 1.5 inches of ease is always good when you're clothing. So that way you're not, making your body look too, you're not wearing something too tight to enhance all the curves and all the, your undulations in your body type. Another thing is, do not wear anything too loose either, especially around the neck or the waist. So here you're giving an illusion of being very sloppy. So it's always good to wear something that is just right or slightly, with a little bit of ease to your garment. And you asked me about prints in your previous question. So for example, if you have a very heavy midriff,
Mhm.
Try and avoid wearing too many prints which will highlight, it's always when you're wearing prints or big prints, you're creating a central focus for people who are looking at you. So it's better to avoid these kind of big prints if you're trying to avoid people's attention towards that particular area of your body. So it would be best to go with minimal prints and try to camouflage it by wearing maybe some accessories on parts of your body which you would like to highlight. For example, bracelets or rings or a nice neck piece or a good earrings, big earrings, statement earrings. That way you're attracting more attention towards your face. You're bringing the attention upwards. So therefore, you actually are creating an illusion of highlighting your face and slowly trying to tell people not to look in places that you're not meant to look at.
Yeah.
Some people are conscious about, say, their extra body weight or any kind of variation that they have, or if they feel in their minds, which is something that everybody should get over. We are all made the way we are, and we should learn to accept whatever we are and try and change our, the way we dress and the way we think to make ourselves feel better and even look better. So some people make this common mistake of wearing oversized clothes, thinking that is going to cover up whatever undulations they think they have. So that's a huge mistake a lot of people make. By wearing bigger fabrics or much looser clothing garments, it makes you add on certain amount of weight to your already existing body. So we need to avoid these two things, which are two main mistakes that a lot of people make: wearing too tight and wearing too loose. So it's
Yeah.
always better to have about 0.5 to 1.5 inches of ease in your clothing always.
Yeah, it's a very common thing that people are wearing kaftans. They look
Yes.
good, but just to hide your excess fat, don't, I think, wear too loose kaftans.
So kaftan is a typical type, or it's a design that is meant for people of all kinds. It is a very nice garment if you wear it right.
Mm.
So do not wear it, even a kaftan, if it is too long for you, if it is way beyond your knee or way beyond your sleeves, if it's like falling off. Even the kaftan has necklines and the measurements for certain things are correctly done. I mean, even your neck, like for a small kaftan, it has a small neck hole or a neckline. So if a person who is small goes and wears a medium or a large, it's falling off the shoulders. So that way it looks bad. So even a kaftan has to be properly fitted in terms of not being too long or not being too large, even at the neck or the shoulder. Yeah,
Right,
so that's
right. It's a very good tip. Thank you for that, Priyanka. Okay, now my next question would be, largely because of pandemic and also otherwise, people are now habituated to shop online. And
yes,
many a times you really don't understand, you don't know the material, you don't know the fit, the sizes vary as per the brands, and you tend to return those items. So any tip that you can share with us to avoid little hassle because of this?
for starters, it's very important to know your measurements, like your shoulder size, your bust size, your waist, and your hips. So once you know your stats clearly well, most of the websites, while selling their garments, have a size chart. So it's very important to understand your measurements perfectly well first, and then you can go by the chart that they give. So mostly that's about 99% correct. But if that doesn't work, then the easiest option of return is always there. So I guess we'll go by that.
Yeah, okay, fine. Okay, now my next question is myth or fact. Okay, white makes you look healthier and black makes you look leaner. So is it a myth or a fact?
So white per se, as a character of the color itself, has this tendency to highlight. And black, on the other hand, has the tendency to contour or to conceal. So it's not exactly a myth. It's neither exactly a fact. So if you want to look leaner and slimmer, even if you're wearing white, it would be ideal to go monochromatic. That is where the top and bottom both in white. So that way you have given illusion of being elongated and long and slim. But if you're wearing a black and a white, that way you're creating a contrast wherein the whiter part looks larger while the darker part looks. So that's how it works. It's an illusion that you create with colors. So anything you wear monochromatic, any all black on black or white on white, you will look leaner. But if you're contrasting it and breaking your figure into two different colors, that way you end up looking bigger or bulkier, or since there's a cut in a vision, so that's what happens when you're wearing two different colors.
Okay, so now Priyanka, my next question would be targeted towards the Indian outfit.
Okay.
Many a times, we notice that people want to wear heavy stuff, if it's a little grandiose, but
Hmm.
people do not contrast, a sari with a little subtle blouse or a heavier blouse with a subtle sari. So can you give some tip on that? How can people dress themselves and make one attire look, a little loud or something?
So it's actually the main focus has to be on emphasizing on one particular thing. So when you're wearing Indian wear, it's mostly to attend a grand event or a wedding or a function or something like that. But that doesn't mean you go grand from top to bottom, because that way it's a conflicting of, your interests are also conflicting, and you're just looking at too much at one shot. So instead of that, it's always better to go subtle on the sari and heavy on the jewelry. Or if you're wearing lighter jewelry or subtle jewelry, you may as well wear a more grander outfit. Or even if it's, for example, if it's a sari, maybe you can wear a subtle blouse if the sari per se is very grand, or if it's a velvet sari or a net sari with a lot of embellishments and design details. You can always go with a more subdued blouse to highlight the look of the sari. Similarly, you can do that even if it's a plain sari or a simple sari. You can wear a really heavy blouse with a lot of embroidery or mirror work or cut work or whatever the kind of work you like. You can bring that out with your blouse. That way your blouse sticks out. And your sari is subtle, so it highlights the blouse and whatever you like to show more. Similarly, even with your makeup, if your sari per se is very heavy, or your outfit fit and your jewelry is heavy, it's better to go lighter on your makeup, so that you're not again conflicting your people's vision when they're looking at you. So the central focus will be either your sari or just your blouse or just your jewelry or your makeup. So it's up to you to choose your interest of the day and
Yes.
go with it.
Yeah, and quickly, one point also I thought about for the men, if you're wearing printed shirts, please don't wear a printed tie on that. It has to be, that's what I
Yes,
have
of
learned.
course.
It has to be solid
Yes,
color
it has
and
to be
vice
a solid
versa.
color. Yes, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Unless you want to be super dramatic and be noticed in any case.
Unless you want to be a different version of Ranveer Singh, then it's okay.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Let's leave that to Ranveer Singh. He does it best.
Yeah. And now my last question would be on this is people also would sometimes wear, grand garments like velvet and net and satins, the gowns and stuff like that. So what is a good combination to wear?
So garments like made out of velvet or satin or net, these are all rich garments, rich fabrics per se. They're already rich by nature with the fabric. So to actually combine that will be for a very heavy, will make a very heavy outfit, and it will be for a very grand event. So you will not be able to combine these kind of fabrics, or it does not look nice to combine these kind of fabrics for, say, somebody else's wedding if you're just attending it as a guest. But if it's for your wedding, I guess it's still all right, because you're trying to create that kind of an impact for the day, where you're wearing something that grand and combining these rich fabrics together. But to wear it for other occasions may not be a great idea, because you would like to highlight yourself in maybe one of the fabrics you can use and contrast it with a subtler other fabric to make it look nicer.
Okay. So Priyanka, anything more that you would like to add?
Just another tip that I would like to give from my perspective is when you make a first impression, when people look at you for the first time, it is a general science which is followed, or which is proven, that people tend to look at your hair and your footwear first. So always make sure your hair is in place, and for the women, a small heel, like a kitten heel, about half to 1 inch, will always make a huge difference in your appearance, because it elongates your figure and makes you look a lot more confident and sorted. So these two things will take you a long way. So keep that in mind, ladies.
Very good tip. I agree to that. Please concentrate on your footwear. Yes, that's true. Okay, I think you have given a very good picture and a clear awareness about your body types and the prints that you can wear. I think people and the viewers can really take away a lot from this. So thank you, Priyanka, once again for doing this for my channel. And definitely, I will sketch your beautiful face, that which I do with all the guests. I hope you like it. Yes,
Okay,
and do guys, yeah, do subscribe and share, guys, this vlog. It is for you all. I hope you all like it. Thank you.
Thank you, Neha.